welcome to the chapter 2. Here we are going to talk about how children develop early math skills. Until I learned about early childhood and care that math is part of our lives. So I'll give an example. If you take your finger here till here, the second card, and put it on your forehead till your nose, and from the top of the nose to the end of the nose, and from end of the nose to the here, they're all equally divided. So math is in our nature, math is already surrounded. So every shape, every pattern, every geometrical shapes and movements that you see is part of mathematics. So let me tell you the biggest strategy in all the learning development is you don't have to do much. You just have to be a support, a facilitator who's just bringing in resources and materials around the child so that the child can construct their own understanding and knowledge and perceive things how it looks like, and then looking at the academic milestones that they learn in the future, it helps them to relate with it when they grow old. So the first strategy I recommend is having children surrounded with different shape, like toys or materials or things that you have in your houses, wherein there are explicit symmetrical shapes available. You can, in case you want to have that dedicated time for early math, you can have children working with shape blocks or puzzles that are made in different shape, maybe a square. Start with the basic shapes. Don't directly give the worksheets. Worksheets is the last thing that you must give it to the child, because worksheets play only the role when you have to reflect how much the child is, or maybe assessing their knowledge or how much they're learning. That's not our job to give them worksheets. Worksheets are the bad idea. So let's take it out. How do children naturally learn is when you provide that environment where children are able to access materials, patterns, shapes, mix and match, sorting things out, stacking things up. It's physical as well as mathematical, because they understand what is to be stacked on what, how to balance it out. When children move around, they also navigate their bodies to understand the spatial awareness. That's part of maths as well. The second strategy is that you have to have that mathematical words and language that you can have in your daily communication with the child. So how do you do that is when you talk about food, you always use like more or less. Would you want me to put more vegetable in your plate? You took less of this. Do you want me to add more? More and less is the concept which is a foundation for addition and subtraction. So children learn to understand that this something with this amount is more, and when they are taking away, this is less. It may sound very easy, but this is a basic thing that children have challenged to learn. The third strategy that we talk about is encouraging children to answer their own problems. Now you might ask that what problem would a child have in this scenario? You could say, I want a bigger toy. If a child says that, you can ask him, alright, why don't you find out and let's measure which one is bigger. So when children pose a question, our job is to have an inquiry running so that children are able to problem solve their own, and problem solving is one of the early math skills. The last strategy that I would want you to start with in the foundation years for your child in early math is challenges that encourages mathematical thinking. Like, alright, how much space do we leave to put this chair on the floor? Let them tell you. Maybe their judgment or their estimation wouldn't be accurate, but when they participate in your daily conversation, they learn to estimate it well, and estimating is early math skill. So when I talk about patterns, pattern is nothing but it's arithmetic. It's kind of algebra that we learn in later stages of life. Patterns equal to algebra. So you can definitely say that when you teach pattern, even when the child wears a shirt or a t-shirt or a frock or a skirt, you can ask, what do you see? There are patterns all over their materials and belongings. So relating to that is part of math skills. So isn't it so easy? It's super easy, but only thing that we like to make things very complicated, whereas learning is as natural as it sounds right now. But focus on the concept first, then go into the rote counting, which is a big no-no for early years. So I hope these strategies work for you in developing early mathematics skills at home with ease and pace that I just presented in front of you. So thank you so much.